A kid can get better and feel worse at the same time, and it hits the strongest kids hardest. It's not attitude, it's not confidence, it's a hidden effect measured in over 1 million children across the world. Today, you'll see exactly how it works, and the one small question that beats it. Some kids go quiet in a way that has a meaning. Not tired quiet, small quiet. The quiet of a kid who has decided he doesn't belong in the room he's standing in. Thursday night, 7:15, the advanced class. Kai stands in the back row, in the spot closest to the door. 3 months ago, he earned his way into this room. It was the proudest drive home of his year. Now watch him. The line runs a form he knows cold. His movements are clean, cleaner than they have ever been. But his eyes are not on his own hands. They flick left, right, left, measuring. The boy beside him snaps his turn faster. The girl in front holds her balance longer. Across the room, a kid 1 year younger lands something Kai hasn't even started learning. Every glance comes back with a number attached, and the number is never good. Nobody in this room has said one unkind word to him. Nobody had to. When class ends, Kai bows lower than anyone and leaves faster than anyone. In the car, he says it to the window, not to his dad. I used to be good at this. Used to. 3 months ago, he was the best in his group. Tonight, he can do things that 3 months ago Kai couldn't dream of. He is better than he has ever been, and he believes he is worse. His dad has answers ready. Parents always do. You're doing great. Everyone goes at their own pace. Just give it time. Every answer is kind. Every answer bounces off. Because Kai isn't describing a feeling, he's reporting a measurement. And by the measurement he's using, he's right. This is not a martial arts story. It happens the week a kid joins the gifted program, the season she makes the travel team, the month he moves to the better school, the advanced math group, the top orchestra. A kid climbs into a stronger room, the exact thing we push for, save for, celebrate. And somewhere in the first month, the light goes out of him. Why? What actually decides how good a kid feels at something? You'd think the answer is simple, how good he is. Hold that thought. Because 70 years of research says that is not how the machine works at all. Rewind 3 months, same boy, different room. In his old group, Kai stood in the front line. When the instructor needed someone to demonstrate, the eyes found Kai. He walked into that room taller than he walked in anywhere else in his life. And here is the part that should bother you. His skill tonight is higher than it was then. The kicks are sharper, the balance is real. Every measurable thing about Kai went up. Only one thing went down, and it happens to be the thing that decides whether he stays. In 1954, a psychologist named Leon Festinger published an idea that would be tested for the next 70 years. Humans, he argued, are built with a drive to know how good they are. But for most things that matter, there is no ruler. There is no dial on a kid's arm that reads skill level. So the brain does the only thing it can do. It looks around the room, and it ranks. Festinger called it social comparison, and decades of research since have confirmed the core of it. The ranking is automatic. Nobody teaches a kid to do it. Nobody can tell a kid to stop. Asking him not to compare himself is like asking him not to hear. So here is the first thing to understand. Kai was always going to measure himself against somebody. That was never optional. The only thing that was ever up for grabs, the only thing, is who stands on the other side of the measurement. Which raises the question that explains Kai's Thursday. If the brain ranks against the room, what happens when you change the room? In 1984, an Australian researcher named Herbert Marsh started pulling on exactly that thread. He studied students in selective schools, the strong rooms, the ones families fight to get into, and compared them to students of equal ability in ordinary schools. Same scores, same skill. The only difference was the average of the room around them. If confidence came from ability, the two groups should feel identical about themselves. They didn't. The equally able kids in the stronger schools believed they were worse. Marsh gave the finding a name that stuck: the big fish, little pond effect. The same fish feels big in a little pond and small in a big one, at the exact same size. Now read Kai's window sentence again. I used to be good at this. He is not wrong about the data. He is wrong about what the data measures. In the old room, the ranking machine said top. In the new room, it says bottom half. Nothing about Kai changed. The mirror changed. But maybe that was one study, one country, one decade, one kind of school. Maybe those kids were unusual. That is a fair objection, and it is the objection researchers spent the next 40 years burying. In 2018, a team at South China Normal University gathered every solid study on the effect they could find, 33 of them, and ran the numbers on more than 1.2 million students. The effect held: stronger room, lower self-belief, at identical ability. Then came the test almost no psychology finding survives. An international assessment called PISA measures teenagers across the world, and researchers led by Marsh tracked the effect across cycle after cycle of it. Over 1 million students again, across 191 country samples. Different languages, different school systems, different cultures of praise and pressure. The effect showed up in 190 of the 191. 190 out of 191. Almost nothing in psychology replicates like that. Therefore, the upgrade every ambitious parent fights for, the stronger class, the better school, the higher team, arrives with a hidden bill. At the same ability, the kid's belief in himself drops. And that belief is not decoration. It shapes what he chooses next, what he dares to try next, and whether he stays at all. One more finding, and it matters for your house. The effect gets stronger as kids get older. It is already running in elementary school, and it peaks in the teenage years, the exact stretch of road your kid is driving into. So what is the move? Keep him in the little pond forever? Pull him back down where he can feel tall? No. Small ponds send their own bill, lower challenge, slower growth, and a comparison machine that keeps running anyway, just aimed at easier targets. Besides, you cannot shrink a kid's world. The strong room is coming, at school, online, in every tryout he will ever walk into. The engine cannot be switched off. But the engine can be aimed. In 2020, at the University of Amsterdam, researchers Sissam Garel and Eddie Brummelman ran experiments on children built around one simple switch. Instead of having kids compare themselves to other kids, they had them compare themselves to one specific person, the kid they used to be. Think of something you got better at. Look at what you can do now that you couldn't do before. Same engine, different opponent. The children felt real pride, the fuel every learner runs on, without the side effect that comparing against others feeds, the hunger to beat everyone. Measured against your own past self, the team found, a kid aims at improvement instead of at rank. The ranking machine doesn't care who it measures against, it just needs an opponent. And the past self is the one opponent a growing kid beats every single time. Which brings us to a Tuesday, 2 weeks later. After class, Kai drops into the back seat with the same heavy quiet he has carried for weeks. His dad doesn't say, "You're doing great." He doesn't say anything. He scrolls his phone for a moment, then hands it over the seat. On the screen, a video from March. Kai in the old room, attempting the turn he now does without thinking, and stumbling out of it, arms flailing like a baby bird. Kai laughs before he can stop himself. "I was so bad." His dad says one sentence. "That kid couldn't touch you." That's it. No speech, no pep talk. A new opponent, handed over in 11 seconds. The question changes at home, too. His dad stops asking how the others did. Cold turkey. The new question rides home from every class. What can you do this month that you couldn't do last month? The first time, Kai shrugs. The second time, he thinks about it. The third time, he has a list ready before his seatbelt clicks. Thursday night, 3 weeks on. Kai still stands in the advanced class, and he is still not the best in the room. That part may never change. Strong rooms stay strong. But watch his eyes now. They are on his own hands. So remember what the science leaves on the table. A kid's confidence is a ranking, not a measurement. The strongest room casts the coldest shadow, and the fairest opponent your kid will ever face is waiting in the old videos. The car door closes. What if feeling behind was never about how good your kid is, only about where he's standing? Tonight, ask your kid one question. What can you do now that you couldn't a month ago? Not who's ahead, what moved. Watch his face. If it changed how you see your kid, subscribe. Next time, why kids suddenly quit the thing they love. Train the mind first. See you in the next one.